Okay, so yeah, my name is Anne Marie. I am currently a computer science student at the University of Maryland, and one of the classes I'm taking right now as well, next to my comp sci classes, is a political science class that is about social innovation and doing good. And I have chosen as my topic and my focus the gender gap in STEM because I'm a female in STEM and I have experienced the gender gap, and even how I got into STEM is kind of unconventional. So that made me do more research into the gap, and made me realize that I really wanted to know more and like explore more about that to see if I can help in the future. And I had a very great interview with Jenny, and I asked her if she knew anybody else, and that's how we're here.
Awesome. Yeah. Well, I'm happy to hear you were able to connect with Johnny. She's doing a lot of great stuff as well. I mean, we work together, but Tecnolochicas is a really great program. So
Yeah, it sounded really great, and I'm very interested to see and to hear what you have, what your part is in with NCWIT. And I have a few questions just lined up, but I'm just absolutely gonna see how the conversation flows. But I just have like a very few very basic questions also
yeah.
lined up, and so I was wondering, what could you introduce yourself and tell us like what your relationship is to NCWIT, but also what your relationship is to STEM.
Yeah, absolutely. So my name is Erika Karsh, and I am the Recognitions Program Manager on our Aspirations in Computing team at NCWIT. And so what Aspirations in Computing is it's a program that encompasses a few different components, but that really look at increasing women's participation and supporting them
Mm-hmm.
to persist in tech and computing. And so the program that I specifically work on is an awards program. And so that
Mm-hmm.
awards program kind of works specifically at that encouragement piece to encourage women through the recognition that they get with the award.
Yeah.
And so it's for high school and collegiate students. There are two different awards. And then we have an
Okay.
educator award for high school educators who are supporting those students.
Yeah.
And so yeah, I work specifically with those and kind of on the application and recruitment and recognition piece for that entire program and those three awards. And I specifically, my connection with STEM, I guess, I come from a non-STEM background. I did work in education for a while. I taught, and then I also worked at an education nonprofit, and that's where I got into STEM education and really advocating for STEM education at that point.
Mm-hmm.
So I think, I mean, you are a woman in STEM, so you know, one, how influential STEM is and how
Yeah.
important it is to have women in that field. And so that's really
Absolutely.
what kind of led me to
Absolutely.
that.
Yeah. I like when you said persist because it's so important that we now persist, like that females stay in STEM as well. Because like so often they touch the surface and think they're interested, but there's not enough people that actually say like, hey, no, like explore it further and really see if this is really something for you. Um, and you said a collegiate award. I think Jenny told me about that. That's for college students. Is that right?
Yeah. So our collegiate award is for undergraduate, two-year institution, and graduate students. So we
Mm-hmm.
recognize all with technical backgrounds who have our award specifically asks you to basically, for the application, submit a technical project that you've already completed or that you're currently working
Yeah.
on. And so that's what we take a look at. And it's really impressive to see the things that young women are doing in the field of tech. It's really impressive.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm sometimes very often impressed but also intimidated because it is very it's a very it's just incredible what some people can make and create and present, that they build on their own. And you also said that you recruit people to like recruit to join, like to participate in any awards or for your program. Like how does it take place that it actually gets like not done, but that schools do these awards?
Yeah, great question. So For our high school award anyway, we have like 83 affiliates now. And so we really
Okay, wow.
rely a lot on kind of volunteer coordination and
Yeah.
volunteer participation. And so our affiliates are entirely run by volunteers, and then we just kind of help manage and give them resources and funding when we can and things like that. But so we are Aspirations in Competing as a program is in all 50 states. Puerto Rico, Guam, and now, or US Virgin Islands as well, and then Canada. And so we also work with applicants on overseas military bases. So anyone who's living on an overseas military base is also eligible to apply.
Okay.
But so
That's incredible.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
Yeah,
That's so
and
great.
so we work. Yeah.
Sorry, please continue.
And so we basically no worries, sorry. And so we work with those regional affiliates and those coordinators that are volunteers in those places to really kind of work on the local outreach there. And then we do some outreach ourselves in terms of recruiting applicants. This type of recruitment is applicant recruitment, and to basically we have a list of educators who have been involved with us, and that's really one of our biggest ways is and most influential is through educators for the high school award anyway. Like educators encourage students to apply, and then they do actually apply, right? When your educator is like, hey, you'd be really great for this, that's really impactful. So that's kind of how we do it, other than working with kind of
Yeah, that's
so
how I got into
educators make
STEM.
a huge difference.
My computer science professor, actually at my community college before I went to Maryland, she encouraged me to do this program in Maryland. I was on the fence. I wasn't quite sure about my abilities, but she specifically told me, you have what it takes, and you should do this, which set me towards which pushed me over the edge of actually committing and doing it. I can't say it has been easy, but it's really nice to know that other females who have been there see that potential in me, which is I can only imagine for young girls that have those kind of I don't want to say, I don't know, mentorships, but role models. That is very inspiring, and just that they want to do that. That's also what I have when I was doing the research. A big issue was that there's not enough females in STEM at the moment, so there are not a lot of role models, or it's not accessible to or the females that are in STEM are just not on the front picture, so people don't see it currently. Many just see a lot of men just in high levels, but I'd like to see more females stepping forward and being the face of, not face of companies, but just the face of STEM as well.
Yeah, absolutely. I think I hope that that's the direction we're going anyway, as a field, but it definitely, you're right. We're not quite there yet. There's still a lot of work to be done to get there.
Do you know the impact your what you do makes? Do you know how many girls actually go into STEM after? Do you know
Yes. So I do know that, and we have a new report. So let me just pull the number to give you the correct number.
I thought you had a theoretical or a approximation, but you have a report. That's amazing.
Yeah. So we do actually. I'm not sure how much Johnny told you about NCWIT as an organization, but we are really based in social science research. That's kind of how NCWIT started, and it really stuck to those principles. So so everything we do all has social science research built into it. So we have evaluations for everything. So I will just pull that up so I can give you the correct number, but it is a significant amount. The majority do. That's for sure. So yeah, and I think we are fairly young. So Aspirations in Computing started in 2007, I believe. No, it is 2007, not I believe, but and so since then we've had over 17,000 award recipients. And so
wow.
That's so amazing. It's been
I can imagine a few a year, so that has grown into an immense network of schools and participants. That's incredible. And how do you guys go about finding the people that participate? Because not every girl wants to do that. Not every girl's like, oh, I want to participate in the STEM competition or program.
Yeah, absolutely. And so, well, I think one of the biggest benefits anyway of being an award recipient is that award recipients join a community. And so that community is really thriving and exclusive in the sense that who's invited into it has to be women in STEM, and they're all either award recipients or have studied STEM or tech or computing in college as well. So basically, if you become a high school award recipient, then you join this community of now nearly 20,000 women. And it's really organically connecting with one another and also receiving opportunities from one another. That has been, I think, the biggest impact and also the biggest benefit of the award and kind of recruiting people too, and that and the opportunities that we give them. So one of the other programs we have is Aspire IT, which award recipients and community members can apply for funding from us to host like coding camps. They can teach other students in K through 12 coding concepts. And so that's kind of what we look for in terms of giving back and building those leadership skills in the students, and also so they can give what they've learned back to their community. And so that's another way that we go, another impact of the program and benefit. And let's see. Sorry, I thought I had just pulled up the correct number, but
totally fine.
So while I scroll through, if you have another question, feel free to ask.
Yeah, so you guys are focusing on different like age groups. Is there an age group that you have found or you've seen that is most I don't want to say influential, but targeting that is the best, like introducing it then is the best way to do it? I thought maybe K through 12, but maybe actually high school is a better time because people are older, girls are older. What have you guys found of that?
Yeah. So I think that there's a lot of kind of interest in kind of building that pre-high school pipeline as well. And so we have mainly at NCWIT anyway, mainly resources within that kind of education sphere, but not as much like, I guess, programming. We have a K through 12 Alliance, which Johnny runs as well, but it's really mostly focused on middle school and high school, I would say. And I think that that's just because that's where we kind of focused on the big piece of then if they're going into college, who's going to be studying those computing programs? Well, let's address it at high school, but we know that it does start in as early as pre-K, and so it's definitely something that we're kind of looking at as an organization. But programming wise, we have focused on high school and college primarily, except for with that Aspire IT program, which does allow us to kind of reach younger students as well.
I see. Yeah, that's great. So are you guys are only doing like programming courses or programming? I wasn't sure if it was just solely programming or other things around as well. I don't know.
No, that's a good question. So for Aspire IT anyway, it's kind of the goal is computing concepts. So it's not necessarily all going, depending on, I guess, kind of the skill level that the class or course that the award recipient, for example, is giving the community. It depends what that topic will be, but in terms of, will it be actually on a computer? Will it be kind of, unplugged, CS unplugged activities and things like that? But it is all to kind of get at computing concepts.
Yeah. Have you been able to learn a programming language in the meantime, or?
No, I have not. I feel like it's something that I've always kind of wanted to do, but I did do a little bit, and I don't even remember now. It was a long time ago in college. I did do one like quick course on it. Of course, I don't remember much else, but other than HTML is about all that which I don't think really counts anymore. Yeah. So that's about, but yeah, no, it's something I would love to do, but I just haven't set aside the time to do yet.
Absolutely.
but I did find the number. And so let's see, 75% of our collegiate women are majoring or minoring in computer science or engineering.
Wow.
And
That's a lot.
yeah, and
That's
76% of our
impressive.
workforce folks are in a computing related field.
So the workforce as people that work at NCWIT, or
no, oh sorry, go ahead.
No, please.
No, so our workforce is, so this would be for like our community, which is those who either won the high school award or joined our community in college.
Okay.
And so those then that are now in the workforce, which is a small percentage of the community since it is a fairly young program, but it's growing.
Yeah,
so
absolutely. Those numbers are incredible. Those, I mean, I didn't really think about an estimate before, but that's three-fourths. That's a lot.
Yeah.
And have you guys seen that number increase over the years as well? I'm not sure if it started out at 75%, probably not. So has it been a gradual increase or almost like it skyrocketed from some point and took off? Do you know that?
So I joined NCWIT about almost 2 years ago now. And so since I've joined, the number has been relatively the same. So this report is from this year. And so this is really recent. But before that, I think it was about 70 to 75%. So it is an increase. And I think that we will hopefully continue to see that increasing. I know that that's kind of the other piece that we work on is, not only encouraging them to persist in their studies, but in the workforce as well, because we know that it's also obviously the disparities exist in the workforce, just as probably even starker than in education right now. So
yeah, and I have like another question, so there's a lot of stigma around females in STEM, like it still is, and it's going away a little bit because there are more females trying pursuing a career in STEM and getting higher up, and men are realizing that we are capable, we can do this. But have you noticed the stigma in what you do, and are you like, is it like hard, like is there a stigma, like do you notice a stigma, I guess, is that part of the projects you're like, that project, the organization, or like, I don't know how to word this, I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. And so do you mean like noticing the stigma in the kind of like the women that we work with, or in the organizations, like kind of at the,
I guess both. I both, like the stigma is just so all consuming that it shines in multiple different ways. So I'm just wondering how it is for you and for NCWIT, how they go about that, maybe even.
Yeah. I mean, I think that we've heard from like applicants and recipients and community members and things like that about, the feeling of around the stigma, or of being the only woman that sometimes in the room, or things like that. But one of the things that we kind of really try to work on is, and we also hear from a lot about the feelings of imposter syndrome and things like that. And so that's something we kind of really try to work on. One, NCWIT works at the workforce level, so we work with companies to try to kind of combat those negative environmental factors that are at play there. But we also, I think the community really provides them with an opportunity to express these feelings with each other and relate with one another, and like be able to say, okay, well, this isn't just happening to me. I know that there are other women out there who are going through this, whether or not they're, in the room with me at the time. Like I can speak to them, we can relate on this topic and know that we're not alone. And so I think that that's one of the most helpful things. And I know our community has a large Facebook group that people reach out to one another and just post things and share opportunities and whatnot in there. But I think that is one place where oftentimes people will share the difficulties that they're facing, or and really get a lot of feedback from the community. So I think that that's kind of the best way, is this ability to connect with one another and support each other and encourage each other to combat that kind of stigma and imposter syndrome that many experience. But I know also, like, NCWIT as a whole, we do try to kind of, through our messaging and things like that, try to really, showcase women and the faces of women in tech and things like that. So we've done a lot with kind of trying to do that too. But
yeah, that's great. Now I'm home with COVID, I definitely feel that disconnect of, well, school in general, but females in STEM, whenever I'm on a call, it's always with the guys, and it's always, even yesterday I had a call, like a workshop group, all guys, only girl, and it's hard at times. So that community and community building, I can absolutely see as a huge advantage and very helpful for others to feel more inclusive. And that imposter syndrome, what you just said, spot on. I feel like that very often. I'm trying to battle that, but it's just something that unfortunately happens. But yeah, I know I got here because of my hard work. So let's just keep it that way.
And you will continue to get further because of your hard work. So are you a member of our Aspirations in Computing community, or?
Actually, not yet. Yani, she sent me the link to sign up, and I wasn't too sure. So I looked at the site. There were multiple different ways to sign up as like a different member. And I looked at the college one, but I wasn't sure if I should do that because I'm not like actually applying to the Legion Award yet. And I'm also not trying to mentor or be a mentor for someone. I think that was another qualification or option. So but she said told me to do that, and then I had to apply or like fill out a very large form. I had an exam the next day, so I couldn't do that at that moment, and I haven't like really gotten to it again. But I'm very, very interested in joining. Is there you don't really have to apply, right? You just join. Is that right? Or
pretty much. You do have to go to if you go to college.aspirations.org, there is a community application. That's where you also apply for the Collegiate Award, but the community application is kind of like step one of that. I mean, yes, I understand if you're in finals, it's something that you absolutely are not going to want to do at that time. But if you have, a weekend or a night where you don't have too much work, it won't take too long to do. It's just, you will have to upload, I think, like your resume, include some brief info about you, but you're at the University of Maryland, you said, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So you'll be automatically accepted because it's an academic alliance member of NCWIT. So you'll be accepted. It's just a matter of filling it out and hitting submit, I guess. But you do not after you submit the community application.
I'm just a person that if I fill out something, I like to fill it out right and nice and just not precise, but just not half-ass that. So that's why I totally put that to the side for a hot minute, and I will get back to that because I'm very, very interested. I don't
that makes sense
anymore. Sorry, please continue. Sorry.
Oh no problem.
I'm sorry.
I was just going to say I definitely wouldn't. It's okay. There's a little bit of a lag time, I think. So
there is a lag.
But no, I was just going to say when you do get a chance, I definitely encourage you to apply to the community, even though it won't like be at the timing of when you want to apply for the Collegiate Award or anything like that, just because then you can join that Facebook group, you can connect with folks, and we do share exclusive opportunities like Grace Hopper. We have some scholarships for Grace Hopper and things like that. So there are just a lot of opportunities you'll get access to once you join. So
that's incredible. And the Collegiate Award, it has to be because of a project you're doing. Is that with school or outside school? I haven't really looked too much into it. So if you could give me like a small summary of what that exactly entails.
Yeah, absolutely. So the Collegiate Award, we did just close applications, so it'll be next year and next fall. But the collegiate award is, yes, it is a technical project that you either have done or are currently working on, but it does not have to be school, nothing in
Okay.
particular. So it can be something you're doing on your own, something you did at a job or internship, or
Okay.
something you're doing as part of a school project. And it can be a solo project or a group project. If it is a group project, just something that you made a significant contribution to is
Absolutely.
um,
Absolutely. That's so great. And then any project could be as like building an app or building a program or some implementation of something like useful or just, yeah, I guess I understand what that entails. Great.
absolutely.
I'll be definitely thinking about that in the future. Right now, I don't have any projects done or completed. I'm about to actually I'm trying to find an internship for coming summer, but like I'm still I'm a sophomore right now, so I still have some time also to explore more and to build my skills and the projects I'm doing. And being at home doesn't help, so
Yeah.
I'll definitely be looking into that next year for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. We would love to have you apply. And while you're looking for internships, if you do join the community, there'll be lots of internship sharing and connections there too. So that will be
Yeah,
helpful. But
that was what I was thinking of as well, because that is something else. Trying to find internships in this field, it is very different. Well, thank you so
for sure.
much. I really appreciate you taking your time out of your day and talking to me and giving all this valuable
Yeah,
information. It's very helpful. Um,
yeah,
I
thank
hope
you
you have
so
a great
much.
rest
And
of your
thanks
day.
for, yeah, I hope you do too. And thanks for your work on this project. And yeah, I don't know if you can share with us or not, but would love to see the work that you do too, once you're finished with it. But yeah,
Okay, yeah, sounds great. Okay, well, I'm
feel
gonna stop
feel free to
recording
reach out
and
if you have
then
any